So apparently in India, working 84 hours a week is becoming a thing now probably. Well, I hope so not, but if you haven't checked out the news recently, or maybe somewhere in LinkedIn, this is all over the place, where the CEO of a company named Greptile defends 84-hour work week. And he claims there are people who exist that want this. Well, that might be the case, but vouching for something like 84-hour week is pretty insane. I mean, if you think about it, how many hours do you have in a week? It's like 24 hours in a day, so 24 into 7, which is 168. So you get 168 hours a week, and you want me to spend half of those in working. So 84 hours in work out of the 168 hours I get in my week. So 84-hour week is like 12 hours a day. And if you just set this 12 hours a day for work specifically, that's excluding all the other things. For example, getting to the time it takes to get to work, or the time it takes to have my dinner, lunch, take a bath, do my personal chores, or whatever it might be. So excluding all this, people want us to work 12 hours a day. I mean, where's the time for ourselves? Where's our personal life? Where's anything that's supposed to be for a human to live a humanely experience in this world? I mean, this is crazy, to be honest. I really don't know if this is just a publicity stunt, because saying stuff like this can get you up on the headlines and maybe promote your company, or if he's actually being serious. If we actually check what Greptile does, let's check that out. So Greptile is an, as you saw over here, AI expert on any code base. So ship faster with AI that understands your entire code base. Alright, we have Cursor for that. Cursor already does that so much better. This is nothing new, I guess, but who knows? Maybe they have some added features which might be doing something innovative. But however, 84-hour a week for any company out there is too much to ask for, especially because you can't always expect to be on the highest level of efficiency while being able to output your best. So let's say if I work 12 hours today and tomorrow, the third or the fourth day, I am going to experience some heavy level of burnout, and the entire day I will just slack off and not be able to do anything. So that's just a waste, or the net time or the net output I was supposed to give out is pretty much the same or equivalent to that of a 40-hour work week. There are very few people who work 84 hours a week and who do that out of pure passion. The ones who do that out of pure passion are the ones who do not have any, let's say, social or personal life, and they have to sacrifice quite a lot, and they have made work the biggest purpose of their life. And we don't find people like that often. I mean, there are people who work 12 hours a day, but they set some time for their office work and the remaining for their own personal work, let's say any project they're building on. But there are very few people who work 84-hour a week for a specific company, and there are only those who are extremely passionate and have a purpose behind it. And you know what's the worst thing? The worst thing is you work 84 hours a week, but nobody talks about overtime pay, because this is India, right? Nobody gives anybody overtime pay. I mean, in India, the moment you ask for money for the extra hours you've put in, the value you outputted for the extra hours you work is no more counted as value anymore. That's how things here work, I guess. So let's actually check out the comments in Reddit, since they're always interesting. Let me go down over here. At the end of the day, we are all hypocrites. People would do anything for money. At least he has the guts to accept it. No, most of the people won't even accept a little inconvenience for money if they already have average income. The passion for money is not that common. Rather, it's very rare. That depends people to people, but yeah, it's tough to find people who would work 84 hours a week solely passionate for the job. Because finally, when that moment comes, when you're alone at your home, there will be a specific instance where you start to feel lonely and you realize you have nobody because you spent all your time working. So these are the CEOs who want some attention for their toxic, failing startups through negative publicity. Well, as I said, could it be a publicity stunt? But who knows? He's a 23-year-old CEO, tells you everything you need to know. He's probably the only one working at the company, and is probably just spending all his time writing controversial posts to get views and clicks. Well, I'm not saying anything bad about the CEO or something, but if his employees accepted this contract and work, then well and fine. There are people who wanted to do this, so nobody's there to stop him or his employees and speak anything bad. But I think in general, there should be an incentive culture for people who work so much, because I think it would set a good example and motivate a lot of people to do something more. Do they realize it is ruining the brand image of the company and no logical individual will join them, or are they that dense? Bro, a majority of people join jobs because they have to, not because they want to. Nobody wants to spend 84 hours a week working in a toxic company. They don't have jobs or income to support themselves and hence have to join such places. Well, I guess that's the way of life. You need money to survive, and sometimes you would accept money at the cost of your own life. This man wants to kill people. You know what is happening to Japan, right? Japan's whole personality is overworking and not sleeping. Well, yeah, in Japan, if you read these comments, Japan actually has a suffering birth rate. It's declining quite a lot and has become a national concern for countries like South Korea and Japan to increase their birth rate. Well, in India, the birth rate issue won't be a problem since we are heavily populated. But yeah, these things can increase stress, suicide rates, and whatnot. And here, someone says Japanese people work extra because of overtime. They do not work, they stare at the screens and do nothing. After work, they go have beer with their colleagues or friends for sure, go home and sleep, next day the same routine. Well, Japanese people at least get overtime pay for the extra work they put in, which is something I really hope India can inculcate. I don't know about you, but for me 84 hours a week is pretty insane. I mean, sure, there are some days I would put in 12 hours a day, considering if I really have stuff to do and it's important. But on a daily basis, coding for that long, I think it's gonna burn the neurons in my brain or something. It's impossible to perform at that high level of efficiency, and that too every single day. So now let me actually go and check how many employees does Greptile have. So Greptile LinkedIn. So this is Greptile's LinkedIn page. If I go to the people section, then it says there are 6 associated members. So yeah, there are 6 members in total, which is obviously not much. Maybe they're the initial founding team. You can see everyone's having a senior role, co-founder, growth engineering, CTO, then the CEO, an intern, and an MTS. So mostly everyone's the founding or the senior members. So they're a pretty passionate, packed team who work these many hours a day. But I think over time, as you have more employees in your team, it's going to be hard to maintain that because a lot of people have conflicting or varying decisions, and as you become a bigger company, there are more things to think about, and shipping features becomes a little slower because you have a growing user base. So you have to think of a lot of things before you ship any feature, because even maintaining a huge code base becomes a heavy or difficult task. And at the same time, with the growing user base, a lot of effort goes on exploring the analytics or the customer user behavior to understand a bunch of specific features to cater to the user that would actually benefit them, rather than just shipping things that look cool. So yeah, I'll never know if this was for publicity or what, but come on, 84-hour week, are we actually being serious? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below, so feel free to add your comments and what you think about this whole 84-hour week thing.